Hi. The first wine that we're tasting is the 2019 Wilfrid Rousse Chinon. So this is Le Puy. The Chinon is the name of the wine region. So this region is found in the Loire Valley, which is located in the northern part of France. And the main grape variety here is Cabernet Franc. So in Bordeaux, this grape variety is utilized as a blending grape alongside Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. But in the Chinon region, it's actually the star grape variety that's utilized by itself. So yes, this is 100% Cabernet Franc. Now to talk about the producer, Wilfrid Rousse. What started out as 1 hectare of vines in 1987 has now grown to over 19 hectares of vines. So this is a family operated winery, all run by Wilfrid Rousse himself. And you can see here where it says vigneron, which is French for wine grower. And so he farms all of these vineyards organically, if that is something that interests you. And he utilizes indigenous yeast in the fermentation process. So, which is opposed to commercial yeast. The indigenous yeast are a little bit more of a way to express the vineyard and the terroir, because these are ambient yeasts that are found in the air in the cellars of the region. So he doesn't filter the wines at all either, and he doesn't add any sulfur to the wine, which is something that winemakers will do when right before bottling, to ensure that the wine has a little bit of a layer of protection against oxidation. This is a personal choice though, and if you've ever heard of a natural wine before, that is kind of really one of the more defining parts of features of a natural wine is whether or not there's sulfur added to the wine. So this is technically considered a natural wine, and I think it's just overall a very well made, very expressive wine. So, yeah, let's get into it. We can taste it. So, first thing we like to do is like check out the color, and I prefer to look to view the color against a white backdrop. It really allows you to see the true color of the wine. And this is a very bright red wine with a little bit of like purple highlights here, which is very indicative of the grape varietal Cabernet Franc. So it's really bright, and it kind of showcases there's a little bit of pink rim variation here. Just really shows that it's a youthful wine. And since this is a 2019, that makes sense. So we'll smell the wine, kind of give it a few swirls to help with all of those aromas to be released from the glass. And yeah, the wine smells exactly as it should. So it's right out of the gate. I get a lot of black cherry and blackberry that kind of jump out of the glass. And then right hand in hand with that is a little bit of like an herbaceous note to it. So a little bit of green pepper, a little bit of like hint of like mint, and then there's a little bit of white pepper as well, or more black pepper actually. So, and it's got a floral component to it, a little lavender. So there's a lot of really beautiful smells going on here. This is for me, one of the most kind of like aromatically pleasing grape varietals and wines. I also, just to kind of side note, I'd love to serve these wines with a slight chill on them. So more around like 60 degrees, and it really kind of showcases those aromatics that I'm talking about. This is a very versatile wine. You can drink it on its own, especially like with that kind of little bit of chill during the warmer months of the year. It's really delightful. I also love this. It's an incredibly versatile food wine. So it can go with like lighter meats such as pork or chicken, but it also really pairs well with wonderful vegetarian dishes, because it does have a little bit of those herbaceous notes to it as well. And we'll taste the wine. Again, it tastes just like it should. So there is a little bit of a kind of crunchy, like red fruit quality to it. So blackberry, raspberry. It's very just kind of crunchy and juicy, like you really just bit into it. It has a little black plum as well, red plum even. So yeah, and then all of those other kind of like the acidity, like we'll kind of talk about the structure of the wine now. So really balanced overall. So the acidity, the alcohol, the tannin level is all in harmony. I love it's got probably like it's a just very kind of salivate. It keeps you salivating and going back for another glass of like wanting to have another sip, which is kind of indicative of the really nice juicy acidity here. The alcohol percentage on this, I would guess it's around 13%, which is exactly what it says here. So again, just a great wine that would pair well with food or enjoyed on its own as well. So, yeah, this is an exclusive wine to the wine club, one of my personal favorites. And I think, this wine was discovered in a bistro in Paris. And this is kind of exactly the type of wines that you would drink in a bistro in Paris. And yeah, I have a lot of high hopes for this producer. And it's just a gorgeous wine. So I hope you enjoy.